Welcome back, strangers. Today we're live with the Scottish horror narrator, Mr. Ramsay. Today we're going to talk about Scotland and its many myths and legends, along with it, talking about everything we want to in the chat. So glad to have you here. Feel free to participate, and we'll get into it. My name is Blake. If you don't know, I am one of the narrators / editors for The Strangest. Just do all the shenanigans. This is Ethan.
Hey, what's up, guys? The other half of The Strangest. In case you don't know, we're a paranormal and unsolved mysteries YouTube channel. We travel to haunted and strange places. We film it, narrate over it, and we do a weekly live stream, which is this, every Friday at 8 p.m., except next week it's going to be at 7 p.m. Eastern time, so be ready for that difference. But we do a new video every week, and I hope write scripts, do some of the editing, and post stuff on our social media. So follow us. But how are you doing, Mr. Ramsay? Thanks for joining us. And how would you describe your channel and yourself to strangers?
Yeah, thanks for having me. I would describe it as a primarily horror channel, mixture of like no sleep stories, true crime, something I'm planning to do, and some myth and legend videos, specifically to Scotland. That's about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How long have you been doing it?
I'll be 2 months next Tuesday.
Yeah, you just hit 400 subs too, man. That's congratulations. That's
Yeah.
big in the short amount.
Yeah, I've been told that's doing well.
Yeah.
That's awesome. It takes a lot. I mean, that I think the first 100 really drug for us, and then after that, it picked up a little bit. But I mean,
yeah,
every bit's hard.
Yeah, every bit. It's a little bit of a struggle for us, but it's fun. So.
But hello, everyone in the chat. Thanks for hanging out with us. Just a little quick run up. Hey, Tamara, how's it going? Kenneth, how's it going? Selena, good to see you. We're having a good evening. I am, at least. I can't speak for everyone else. Hopefully, everyone's having a good one. Let's see. Hey there. And let's see. Carrie said, "Hey, everyone. If I seem quiet tonight, it's merely due to a poor internet connection." Okay, excuses. Flying Llama Lover, I'm excited. We're excited to have you. Lauren, how's it going? She's starting late. This is like the earliest we've actually, like the closest to being on time we've done in a while.
In a month, I know. We've been struggling so hard.
And I thought I was going to be late because my computer was having issues, but still made it. Let's see. Lauren said, "I can see the paranormal and have been able to ever since I can remember." Man, I wish. I want to see stuff.
Blake's a skeptic at heart.
I am, but I want to. It's not like I'm just like, oh, it's not real. Like, I want to believe. I want to believe. I just gotta see it. But yeah, thanks everyone for hanging out with us, and we hope you enjoy. So, oh man,
and we're gonna talk about Scottish monsters and myths. It was inspired by our Edinburgh video. Just hit 10,000 views. So if you haven't seen that video, check it out. And we also did a collaboration with Unit on stories from Europe and like the United Kingdom. There's a few from Scotland in that. So be sure to check that out. We'll be talking about some of that. But what's you guys' favorite Scottish legend?
Man, I feel so basic. I love Nessie. I know that's just the go-to answer, but I really like the Loch Ness Monster. I've always thought it was a really cool thing because it's it's probably not real, but I mean, it's not the most far-fetched. And creatures have existed like it before, so I mean, it could be a thing. Again, not likely, but whatever. I believe.
I don't know. For me, I think it would have to be the one about the Gorbals vampire, the one set in Glasgow. I think simply just because the amount of news coverage and things it got, because it was that recent. It was in like 1930s. It could have been later. I think it was later, maybe 60s. Way off with my dates, but the amount of news coverage it got, and it was in headlines in America papers and all sorts. Whereas a lot of the myths and legends are so old that potentially it leaves a lot up to kind of like hearsay. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, Scotland has a lot of history and legend behind it. That's what makes it really cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, over in
Definitely.
America, we're still babies. We don't have any cool legends.
Yeah.
All we have is like hairy, big feet people or monsters. Like we don't have these giant, vampires and stuff. Although when we were in New Orleans, there was a lot of stories about vampires, but most of it was chalked up to just people that were really pale and had scurvy.
Like coming off the boats, like they'd come off sick and
Yeah.
everything. So, all right. So, have you ever experienced anything paranormal or anything involving anything legendary from Scotland?
Nothing kind of legendary, but I've had a paranormal experience.
Yeah, what happened?
Let me think. It was probably about 5 years ago. I think I was about 16 at the time. And my granddad, my gran were away on holiday. And they live on a farm, so it's kind of quite an isolated area. They have a nice big like farmhouse. It's quite old, and you can hear every creak and the floorboards and everything. So basically, me and my cousin and some friends were up while they were away, having a drink. And then as the night went on, started to hear kind of like noises, like doors closing and things, but it didn't really bother us too much at the time because we were obviously drunk. We just kind of put it down to nothing. But it wasn't till later on we were kind of walking about the house, and then we all kind of walked past the staircase. And at the top, there's 2 bedrooms sitting directly across from each other. But then it's just a big window, and you know those little silly air fresheners you get,
Yeah.
the ones that squish when you walk past.
I hate
But
those.
that was sitting, yeah, it was sitting directly at the top of the stairs on his window ledge. And we were just kind of walking past. The next thing was hear thud, 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 thud. And this thing is like just dropped off the window, right down at the middle step, exactly in the middle, sitting upright. And at the time, we thought nothing of it, I was like, all right, that's happened. So we went outside and had a cigarette, and then the paranoia started to kick in of what just happened. So slowly crept back in. Didn't go up the stairs, just left it there till the morning. But then in the morning, my cousin had disappeared outside the house to go and fetch something. And I just woke up and I could hear footsteps and chattering in the kitchen next door. And I called out for him, but I couldn't see him or hear him. I was like, oh, he's just hiding or something, trying to wind me up. And then I turn around and I look out the window, and there he is, like across the farm. I can see him walking. So I go through the kitchen, there's absolutely no one there. I mean, in comparison to some people's paranormal stories, it's not really that scary, but that was kind of I wasn't really into believing the whole paranormal scene and things like that up until that point, because it was just so surreal. Just kind of being there and hearing footsteps and doors closing and things like that and things moving. Just a bit bizarre.
Yeah, that's definitely creepy. Fuck that.
But now I'm just thinking like using Blade air fresheners as paranormal investigation tools. Just like plug them up, and if they see motion and you just start smelling lavender, it's like, holy shit. Okay. Something's here.
Also, kind of sounds like the start of a horror movie, like teenagers like fucking around by themselves. Next thing you know, someone's gonna get murdered. So,
Oh yeah.
haunted.
Yeah, it's a little thing. So it's like when you can't explain something, that's when it really gets to me. It's like,
yeah, I mean, I like to always have an explanation for everything, and there was just nothing I could put down to explaining what had happened. I mean, there was no drafts in the house for anything to fall off the stairs, and like the doors closing and things, and just like I said, the floors and things, it was like lots of creaks in the house, but it was like I could make it out as footsteps. It was so loud and clear, but there was no one there. I was just, I was chilling.
So, did you tell your friends about it after, like that you had another experience the next day? Like, what did they think? Did they have any ideas or theories?
They had stayed over. One of them was in the room with me, and he was in the same boat as me. We were like shouting on my cousin,
Yeah.
and then I seen him outside the window. I was like, "Holy fuck! Look at that!" Essentially, yeah. And then he was like, "Nope." and he was fucking out of there.
Yeah, witnesses there. They're like, fuck that, for real.
Yeah, fuck.
Man, I want something to happen, but at the same time, I know that I'd regret it because as soon as it happens, it's like, man, my safety level just went to the shit. Because like right now, I'm confident walking through an insane asylum at night by myself. But if something actually happened, like I would probably just be a pussy the rest of my life. It's like, well, shit, there is stuff out there that I have to worry about. So I'm kind of like on the fence. I've heard things that are weird. Things I couldn't explain right offhand, but I've said it before on here a lot. It's like I need something to basically just pop up and be like, hey, yo, I'm a ghost, and then disappear.
You gotta have faith, man. It's
and
like
then I'm be almost convinced. I'm like, all right, who's the magician?
Yeah.
But no, I'm definitely.
I mean, like I'm going to be doing for when I hit 1K, I've said I'm going to do a live stream where I go into. We've got like a large forest area round about where I live. I said I'll go up there at night in the dark and walk about myself on live stream, and I'm kind of fucking regretting it now.
That's what I want.
You gotta do it, man.
I think it'd be a fun time. Of course, if we did it, it'd be me and Ethan. So going by yourself, that's a little different.
Yeah, I don't know.
Hey, Ghost Watch. Sorry.
Yeah, Ghost Watch is awesome. You guys, if you haven't checked out his channel, do it. He does a lot of cool, like smaller, like haunted mysteries stuff and paranormal stuff too. A lot of legends from other countries and America that you might not have heard of. So
yeah, but yeah, that's going to be an interesting thing. I'll definitely have to watch it because what I really wanted to do was get a 360 camera and do a live stream, but they're so expensive.
Oh yeah, they are.
So, but I think it'd be a fun time because hey, you never know. Could get some good content.
Yeah.
Who knows? Yeah.
Right. So what's the general consensus on Nessie in Scotland for like the locals? Do you guys believe in it? Do you think it's full of shit? Like, or do you think there was something there originally? Or what's
it's I think it's very much mixed, and to be honest, I think a lot of people are probably biased. As much as I want to be. I'd love to say I think he's real. However, I just don't think it happened. I don't think it's happening. I don't think he's there. Yeah. I mean, you get all these elaborate hoaxes, and I think it just kind of ruined the whole thing when there's so many claimed sightings that are proven not to be real. I mean, the most recent one was obviously some guy had like admitted to have pranking. It was like a documentary kind of model kind of thing of Nessie. They had put out and got photographs off, and people believed it and stuff. But then you had like tour guides come in, where he was a tour guide on his boat, and he was telling people that were coming along that it was actually a prank and stuff. So I think it just kind of ruins it all with all these people with their hoaxes. So for me, I don't think it's real.
Yeah, I mean, that's what ruins it all. And same thing with like Bigfoot. It could be out there, but there's so many people that fake it that it's like, okay, it's not.
Yeah, it's like anything.
Yeah. Would you say it's definitely, well, I guess this kind of goes without saying, but it's definitely good for the economy of Scotland, I assume. People want to come to Loch Ness and hope to see it.
The amount of tourist shops I've been to where they have little Loch Ness things, fucking, they must make some amount of income on it for all the tourists and things, That's good for the economy.
Yeah, I got a Loch Ness monster on our refrigerator, and then also for our dog, she has a Loch Ness, like a Nessie shirt. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah,
it's a cool legend, no matter what. But I mean, when I was there, when we were over there, it definitely seemed like they had to be like, yeah, it's definitely real for the buy our stuff. Don't question it.
I mean, I'd like to believe it's real. Yeah. I mean, I'm still open-minded, but
Selena said, I think it was there at one time and either got out of there or died. Cairo said, there's no concrete evidence that points towards the evidence of such creatures in the first place, apart from folklore and or crazy stories. Same for Bigfoot. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's kind of what, makes it so intriguing is, it's probably a legend, but then you get the people that are like, oh, it's not a legend. So it's a fun discussion at the least.
Yeah.
Charlene said In Search Of has videos of something from the Loch Ness in Scotland. Neat. I'll have to check that out. And Rebecca said there's a good Disney. Wait. There's a good Disney short of Nessie finding her log. That's probably true. Disney, they wouldn't lie.
Yeah. Have you been to Loch Ness or?
Yeah. I've been a couple of times. Yeah, it's nice.
I've only been once. I've been to Scotland twice, but like Loch Ness is kind of out of the way. But it was really cool going, like all the scenery and everything. Like Scotland's gorgeous. So.
Oh yeah, it's got a lot of scenery. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice.
All right. You guys ready to move on to the legend you have to read? Or you did a video on this, and it's how do you actually pronounce it?
Right there. What one is it? Is it the
Sawney Bean?
right there. I need to get the words up in front of me so I can read it. Sawney Bean.
Yes.
Yeah, the Sawney Bean one. Yeah.
That one's actually easy to. It doesn't have any hard words in it. If you want to read it, Blake, do you have it in front of you?
I can read words.
Right there. I'm just trying to find it.
There's some that are a little bit more difficult where I tried to fix them.
I've got it.
Tried to dumb it down a little bit so we don't struggle with them.
Yeah, people don't have any idea how many times and retakes it takes when you're actually narrating a story. You think it's done in one take.
Yeah, it's a
I'll
struggle.
be on a roll, and then I'll get a word that I just have no idea how to pronounce. That's like, oh, great. It's like I've got a pretty decent grasp on the English language, but when you get into like foreign pronunciations, I'm useless.
Yeah, I'll read the Sawney Bean one if you want. It's up to you.
That's fine.
Yeah,
Go for it.
Right, the legend of Sawney Bean. Sawney Bean and his wife lived in a coastal cave in Scotland where they lived undiscovered for some 25 years. The couple had 8 sons, 6 daughters, 18 grandsons, and 14 granddaughters. All children were the results of incest between the couple's son and daughters. The misfit clan thrived by laying careful ambush at night to rob and murder individuals or groups who travelled along the coastline. The bodies of their victims were brought back to the cave, where they were dismembered and eaten. The disappearance of travellers in the area did not go unnoticed by the local villagers. The murderous clan was so secretive that the villagers were unaware of the cannibal family living nearby. The Beans stayed in their cave by day and only came out to hunt for their next victims at night. As more people in the area vanished without a trace, several locals organised to search and find out what was causing their disappearances. However, the search produced no clues to what was happening. Frustrated, the townspeople lynched several innocent suspects, and the disappearances continued. Suspicion often fell on local innkeepers since they were the last known to see many of the missing people alive. One night, the Beans ambushed a married couple riding on a horse, but the man was a skilled fighter and fended off the clan with a sword and pistol. However, he could not save his beloved wife. The clan mauled her to death when she fell to the ground during the ambush. The surviving husband reported the existence of the clan, and King James V of Scotland, later James I of England, and led a manhunt of over 400 men and several bloodhounds in search of the cannibal family. He discovered the Beans cave along the coast inside was full of discarded human remains. The entire family was captured alive and taken in chains to the jail in Edinburgh before they transferred to Glasgow, where they were executed without trial. The men had their dicks cut off, hands and feet severed, and were left to bleed to death, and the women and children were forced to watch the men die before they were buried alive. A punishment that was usually only used for the convicted of treason against Scotland. Evidence of the existence of this creature is limited to various sightings and a few photographs of unusual footprints. Nearly all reports of this creature include the sound of footsteps crunching the gravel just out of sight.
I think that went into another.
I think I just, yeah, it did.
Sorry about that.
I was like, did I miss something?
I know, I was like, we're talking about Bigfoot or something now.
Hold on, give me a second. Yeah, it stopped. Hold on. Yeah, it stopped with the treason against Scotland.
Like, I was doing so good to listen. I was like, man, I'm actually, listening for once. And then I was like, what? I just lost it completely.
Yeah,
And I thought it was a family. Did they fuse?
Yeah.
But yeah, while I was listening to it, I kind of had the same thought, and Cairo kind of confirmed it. He said that he believes the Hills Have Eyes was based on that story.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
That's one of my favorite old movies. I need to watch it again. But like that, it's just really creepy. It's like the fact that everyone's worried about monsters when humans, we're the weird ones. It's like you got to worry about cannibals.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's crazy. So.
Do you think that story's true, or do you think that's folklore? Because if it's folklore, that means The Hills Have Eyes was like written literally 500 years ago. It's like a Shakespeare play.
Yeah, no, I think it's more believable than some of them, to be perfectly honest. I mean, back then incest wasn't really frowned upon as much. I don't think. Probably happened, strange shit happened back then. It's plausible.
Something probably did inspire it, no matter what. I mean, it's a pretty crazy story.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely believable. I mean, I always thought that The Hills Have Eyes was like a West Virginia thing. But I mean, definitely, this sounds like a pretty solid story.
Yeah. I mean, I think even with a lot of like folklore or mythology, a lot of it is probably based around true events. It's maybe just been perceptions that might have been blown out the water a little bit, or it's like Chinese whispers. But I think there's always definitely a bit of truth in all these legends and things.
People crazy. Let's see. Do you want to go ahead and do you want me to jump into the second story, or
yeah? No, you can
Ethan disappear. I got my thing. Ethan.
Sorry, Rebecca was going up and down the steps, and it creaks really bad, so I cut off my mic.
So you're fine. Do you want me to do the second story, or do you want to talk? Do you have anything to say about the legend of the Sawney Bean?
I think it's definitely based on something. Probably like it's always interested me. That's the first video I saw of Mr. Ramsay's. What was his video on it? I just linked to it in the chat. So if you haven't subscribed or checked it out, definitely look at it. So the next story is the Gray Man, which I first heard of on Sir Spook's channel. So there, and I hadn't heard of the Gray Man before. The Sawney Bean, I heard about it a long time ago in like a list video. I don't even remember what was the first one. I didn't really. They just it was like a brief it was like The Hills Have Eyes, blah blah. It wasn't really detailed. So, but it's a crazy ass story though. If any of it is true.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you can go into the next one, Blake, when you're ready.
Okay. How do you pronounce this, Mr. Ramsay? Is it Macdui?
Wait there, give me a second, because oddly enough, I hadn't actually heard this one, as bad as that may be. I was trying to pronounce it earlier as I put it into Google.
Good. We're just going to pretend that we're saying it right then.
Yeah. Macdui. Ben Macdui.
Cool. Also, Selena said sub to Mr. Ramsay. Thanks, Selena. We appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Cool. Yeah, let's give him the 500, you guys. Come on, right now, tonight.
Let's do it. Make it worth his while.
Yeah, he's staying up late for this. He worked 12 hours, and he's still ready to do this.
Yeah, what time is it for you, by the way?
It's about 1:30 in the morning.
Oh, man. All right, we won't keep you too long tonight, then.
It's all good. It's all good.
Cool.
I'm off tomorrow.
Oh, word. Okay, so this is the Grey Man. The Grey Man, a creature that haunts the summit of Ben Macdui, Scotland's second highest peak. Witnesses describe the creature as an extremely tall figure covered with short hair, or as an unseen presence that causes uneasy feelings in people who climb the mountain. Other eyewitnesses describe it as a large humanoid standing over 10 feet tall and having olive skin tone with long arms and broad shoulders. Climbers began reporting Grey Man encounters in 1925, with some people going back as far as 1891. One mountaineer told the story of his encounter with the creature to the Scots magazine in 1958. He said, in October 1943, I spent 10 days on leave alone. One afternoon, as I reached the summit of Ben Macdui, mist swirled around me, in front of me, and enveloped the mountain. The atmosphere became dark and oppressive. A fierce, bitter wind whisked upon the boulders, and an odd sound echoed through the mist. A loud footstep, it seemed. Then another, and another. A strange shape loomed up, receded, and then came charging at me. Without hesitation, I whipped out the revolver and fired 3 times at the figure. When it still came on, I turned and hared down the path, reaching Glenderry in a time that I have never bettered. He truly believed he encountered the mythical creature that Sorry, I'm all over the place. He truly believed he encountered the mythical creature that afternoon. So, what is the Gray Man? Myth, cryptid, or just an explanation of a climber's mind playing tricks on them with illusions and hallucinations caused by exhaustion and isolation? What do you think? I think that dude is super lucky that he didn't shoot a person.
Just like a big mountain guy.
Yeah. He's coming right for us. Shoot him. Such an American approach.
First, ask questions later. Yeah, I didn't think you guys had guns. What is up with that? How's that even in the story?
They're not legal.
Well, wait, you're saying... never mind, I'm not getting down this. I was going to say, you mean
let's not go there.
Not having guns, people still get guns? All right, continue.
Farmers can have guns. With a license.
With a license. We might have to shoot the big gray man, guys. Come on. So do you guys... Sorry.
No, continue.
I was going to say, do you guys think it's more like a shadow monster, or do you think it's more like Scotland's Bigfoot?
It kind of sounds like Scotland's Bigfoot.
Yeah, I think potentially it could be. Like I said, I hadn't actually heard of this one. Almost feel kind of bad until I got the outline and things of what we're going to be talking about. I looked everything up, and I wasn't too sure about. And I've done a fair little bit of digging on this one, and I think it's quite interesting. Like you said, it's probably like Scotland's Bigfoot. There's a couple of books out on it, I think, actually, where people have tried to debunk it and give rational explanations. But then, even the rational explanations seem a bit far-fetched. I think it could be quite plausible. I mean, there's been lots of sightings of it,
Yeah, if nothing else, it could be like a big dude, big hermit living up there, spooping people, freaking people out. So,
big, huge guy. Yeah.
Big mountain man.
Yeah.
No.
I don't know. It's an interesting one.
Yeah. Would you ever go out climbing around in the wilderness of Scotland?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I used to go hiking around the mountains and hilltops.
Yeah. We did a video on it had a section on Glencoe, about the massacre at Glencoe, and that's pretty crazy. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I first heard about that in Mad Men, where they talked about the you never trust a Campbell.
Never trust a Campbell?
Yeah.
Oh, I must have missed something.
Oh, you narrated that, man. You should have read that. You read that.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it was in there, man.
I just read things.
Hey, you were supposed to have a narration sometime for me too, man. What happened to that?
See, what had happened was my computer blew up, and then I got sick, and I'm still kind of like nasally and stuff, so I didn't want to have a really bad narration.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna try to knock it out today or tomorrow.
I was thinking it's almost worth now switching back to the band in New Orleans, because it's almost up for like hitting the Katrina anniversaries next Friday, if we could turn that around. And that's going to be a pretty long video, because it's already like the length of that unsolved one. I still have 2 more places to finish on, so try to turn that around. The unsolved one, though, I think is pretty cool. So sorry, you guys, their videos have been struggling. Blake's computer, he just got it fixed. So we talked about it in the last live stream.
Yeah, like I really like thunderstorms, but this time it fucked me up. I had a surge protector, and it still just fried my computer. So had to get the motherboard replaced.
Yeah. So how do you say the next one, the second word? Being nigh? So usually before we do videos and stuff, I go out and find the pronunciation of stuff for Blake to help him out. But this one was kind of rushed to get these they get the outline finished. So, because I wanted to have something to talk about each one. So, all right, I'll read this one. All right, it's short and sweet. All right. All right. Benai, or the washing woman, who is seen in lonely places beside a stream or a pool, washing the blood from the linen of grave clothes of those who are about to die. She's regarded as an omen of death and a messenger from the other world that warns who will die next. She's a type of banshee, for those of you guys who were mentioning banshees earlier. Her characteristics vary depending on the location and different traditions across Scotland, but her powers are she can impart knowledge to some people, granting wishes to others if you approach her with caution or follow her. And certainly one of them said, I'm not on the Wikipedia yet, but one myth is that you have to sneak up behind her, grab like a breast, and then drink the milk out of it before she like says something, and then she'll like impart you with knowledge. If that happens, that's a real
What
thing.
if it's not a banshee? What if you thought it was a banshee?
No, this. I mean, it's studied on the Wikipedia, so
how to get arrested?
Must be true.
Yeah. But it said the washing woman are spirits of ghosts of women who died giving birth and are doomed to perform their task until the day I suck at this. Perform their task until the day their lives would have normally ended. It was also believed that this fate could be avoided if all the clothing left behind by the deceased woman would have been washed. So if someone dies in your family, wash all their clothes so she doesn't become a washing woman. So she doesn't have to finish her unfinished tasks after death. But there are some interesting like side location stories to this. Well, let me see if I can bring them up.
The strangest does not condone groping.
Yeah, it says quietly approach her from behind when she's not aware. Take a hold of one of her breasts, put it in your mouth, and claim to be her foster child. And it says see milk kinship, so that might be something.
This is like a bad fanfic.
Yeah. She will then impart you with whatever knowledge you desire. If she says,
this is my new favorite.
Sounds like almost like a Twilight fan fiction.
Thank God we didn't reenact this one.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, God.
It says the clothing she is washing belongs to the enemy. So if it belongs to the enemy, you can allow the washing to continue so they'll die. So, or if it belongs to a friend, you can stop her so he can avoid his fate of death. So, in the Isle of Skye, it is said that she resembles a pitiful child. So don't try to drink the titty milk there. And if you catch her, she will reveal your ultimate fate, and she'll answer all your questions. But then you in turn have to truthfully answer hers. And if you fail to do this, then you'll lose all your limbs. So
that's a bit shit.
That's just gonna be a no from me, dog. I'm just gonna pass. Oh man, Scottish legends, man. It's crazy. The fact that these are probably real legends.
Yeah.
Like, I just want to know, like, how often did that happen back then, where people just thought it was a banshee and they just run up behind them and grope them and start doing that, and it's like, oh, now you got to answer my questions. It's like, I have questions. Who the fuck are you? Oh God.
Yeah, what time period was it socially acceptable to grab a random tit and just suck the milk out of it?
What year was this? 2003.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I thought it was the Irish that were crazy.
Man, women have had it rough over the years.
Yeah.
Like, you guys, oh man, you thought suffrage was bad. You have to worry about that. That's insane.
Yeah. Another version of it is you have to stealthily sneak up to her, approach her, and then she'll reveal who's about to die nearby, and she'll also then grant you 3 wishes. And in this legend, she's described as having physical defects that include only 1 nostril, 1 huge front tooth, and red, wet feet. So,
is that the one you have to suck on the nipple?
No, that's just a different one. But you could probably do that in all of them just to be safe. So,
about to say, I hate to see what her nipples look like. That sounds like a rough lady.
Yeah. So, had you heard of this one before?
Yeah, I've heard of variations. I primarily heard of the the Irish have kind of like a similar take on this one. But from what I gathered, they kind of believed that every family had their own version of this looking out for them. And if you heard like a scream or something when you're out and about, you would take that as a warning that death was close. Something along those lines. I mean, it varies a little bit, but from what I understand, it's in a few different cultures. Just kind of varies a little bit, not too much sucking tits and stuff.
Yeah, I wrote about it, what you're talking about, in the Glencoe research in the Glencoe one, because supposedly some of the Glencoe clan heard the cries coming from a nearby waterfall, and some of them left in the middle of the night thinking it was an omen before the massacre happened.
Yeah.
Do you have the YouTube chat open, Ramsay?
Yep, I do now.
Can you do me a favor and just say what Charlene said about the milk of death? I just want to hear it.
Charlene.
I want to hear it in your accent.
Yeah. Charlene.
Yeah, it's like the fifth one up.
Oh, fifth. Oh, sorry. I'm way up the top.
Or scroll all the way down.
Does that say?
You might have to switch it to live chat instead of top chat too, because if it's in top chat, it might not show up.
All right, yeah, I'm on top chat. Oh, shit, I just clicked.
Yeah, YouTube makes everything difficult.
Live chat, right?
I would apologize, but I just really want to hear this in a Scottish accent.
The one with the milk of
Yeah.
death.
Yeah.
Fatal tit milk of death.
It wasn't. I don't know why. It just sounded like, I don't know if you spelled it as like fatal tit milk of death. It sounds like
tit milk of
death. Sorry for wasting your time, guys.
This is a good segue into, we were going to do the American versus Scottish accent where you guys trade accents.
Oh my god.
I mean, it's right here at it. You guys are talking about it.
What will I say?
Anything.
Just the rest of the live stream, whatever you have to say.
Order something from McDonald's. That's an American thing to do.
Do what?
Wait. I could try read the other full passage in American accent.
I mean, you could.
Do it.
That could be tragic.
Do it.
No, don't do that. Might ruin it since it's Scottish. You can read it. You can do it in your normal accent. So.
What can you buy from McDonald's? I don't really go there.
You don't. What the fuck kind of you non-American?
What a healthy place.
You guys have fish sticks there. Come on.
Try and look after myself.
Well, just say what you'd order at a bar or a pub, just like you just walked in. What are you gonna do?
All right, okay. Hey there, can I get 2 pints of lager, please?
That was actually pretty good.
Fuck off, was it?
No, actually, no. For there
was a slight accent, but you couldn't really tell. That was pretty good.
Yeah, like if you kept it going, like in the very beginning, it sounded perfect. So
I wouldn't know what else. Not really much you can order at a pub, is there?
Everything.
Drink.
Get a rum and coke. So
rum and coke.
This reminds me of that South Park episode where the Chinese people were trying to do American accents. They're like, I will use my credit card. I would like a large size, please.
Oh yeah, fuck. I've been in America before, and I went to McDonald's, and I got a large meal, right?
And you died.
I didn't understand that a large meal we have is not the same as a large meal that yous have. Whatever yous have is like a fucking quadruple extra large. Let's fucking kill you, you know?
Would you believe
it's fucking massive
that at one time we had an even bigger size, but it was outlawed because it was too unhealthy? We used to say, what was it? Big size? No, what was it?
Super size.
Super size. Yeah, Super Size Me. That was the name of the documentary. But yeah, there was super size above large, but they said that was too unhealthy for America.
That's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
You can eat that much food.
Yeah, it's a normal thing for us.
Yeah. Rebecca, Ethan's wife, asked, she wants to know if you're a ginger. She needs to know for solidarity because she is also a ginger.
Hate to disappoint. I've got hazel hair. Hazel brown. Yeah, brown hair.
Selena wants to know
My
if you can
partner's
go down the
listening to it.
list and say our names. We're just going to have to rename the
Alright.
stream. It's like Mr.
Yeah, I know.
Ramsay speaks Scottish.
Right, where will I start from? Fuck, what does that say? Right, I'm on live
It's
chat.
about Cairo. I would say Cairo.
You know, Cairo. Right, okay. Right, all right, there you are. Right, so we've got Cairo. Is that Selena with a C?
Yeah.
Yeah. Charlene. Charlene Davis. Rebecca, the strangest.
That's about it. You got it.
Yeah, that's about it. Fuck.
Oh, man.
Oh wait, we've got Tamara. Tamara. Do y'all consider this?
Do y'all consider all
No.
Southerners to be rednecks? As far as America, because really, where we live is like we live in Virginia, and that's of course the Middle Eastern part of the country, and I'd say that we have more rednecks than the South does. I've been to the South recently.
We're just not. We're like almost as north south as you can get, but it's the South.
Yeah.
I just noticed different accents. You have. I can only tell, like, I don't know, maybe what you consider rednecks. I'm not sure, but like it's don't know how to explain the accent, but it's a bit more different from. Oh wait a minute. My things went on mute.
So people in America, in general, I would say they really like foreign accents, whether it be Scottish or English. Is there any accent from America that just drives people insane, either good or bad?
Well, I've actually got a couple of cousins from California, and when they seem to come over, my friends like their accent.
That's probably the
I don't know
one
if that's. I don't know why that one that would be.
California, I've never been, but like the general idea is it's more like bruh, surfer bruh, man, whatever. Like it's just kind of like the people that are just
bro.
Yeah, bro, that's great. And then you got the rednecks around here. The man just like they kind of like slur the words. They just I'm just gonna get a cheeseburger from McDonald's. Go and get that supersize. But yeah, it's
all right, Blake, you gotta do your Scottish accent, man.
Yeah,
you gotta do it.
Fuck. Let me look up something to say in
Pressure's on.
Scottish.
Dude, you can do your normal thing from the Edinburgh video.
Say what?
You can do the part from the Edinburgh video.
That's the worst.
You do
Did you have a suggestion, Ramsay?
I don't think you know what it means, so I think that'd be a bit unfair.
All right, here are a few of the Scottish sayings that I grew up hearing on a daily basis. You're a wee schooner. She's up too high, though. A pretty face suits the dish clute.
A dish? What?
Does this make sense to you? Don't be a weak leap. Your boom's out the window. I'm going to the pictures. It's so bad.
That last one almost sounded a bit Irish.
Yeah, I mix Irish and Scottish up really bad. Like they're both.
I got a few of the words. Yeah.
All right.
It wasn't bad.
19 things only Scottish people say.
That's a BuzzFeed article, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah, because I looked up questions that ask Scottish people.
This will be fun. Here, I'm gonna post in the chat what it says, and we're gonna try to pronounce it, and then you actually pronounce it.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
All right, so dinna fash yourself.
That's dinny fash yourself.
What does that mean?
Is that
Well, I came
real?
with the dinny and your cell is. I don't know what fash is. Dinny means don't, and your cell is obviously yourself. I say obviously, maybe you didn't know that. Fash, dinny fash. It's not a word I use. It's probably quite an old Scottish word.
Had your weast.
Hod your weast.
Weast.
Weast. I mean, shut the fuck up.
Is that real?
Yeah, it was be quiet,
That's great.
Just shut up.
What is flitting?
That means moving, like moving house.
It's funny hearing you say this because they've got pictures animating what it means. So like the last one was a guy just going, and then this one is the up house flying away. Doing my dinger. That sounds like masturbating.
Doing my head in. You're fucking annoying me.
This is what we need to do, Ethan. We have to guess what it means.
I have no idea, man.
This is fun to me. Drake. I'm probably mispronouncing that. Hold up. I'm posting it.
So I heard this thing in Europe that they have
Bad
these
weather.
little robots like Roombas that mow your grass.
Greek.
Is that true? Is that big where you are?
What? Robots
Yeah.
that cut your grass?
Yeah, like a Roomba, like the little circular vacuums that like vacuum your floor like autonomously, like on their own.
This-
I heard that they have them in Europe. It's really big for people that have them in their backyard that just goes and just cuts it. So
I've never heard of it, but I want one.
there's a video of PewDiePie having one. So I thought it was like a rich thing,
Oh,
and then I
really?
saw on Shark Tank
I know
where
you
they
get
were trying
those
to bring it to a
hoovers. Yeah, they go about cleaning them, but
yeah.
cut your grass?
Yeah.
I know people hoover the grass. That's pretty weird. But I've seen that a couple of times. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Give me the
fuck,
book.
no. Give me the book. Make me sick.
Damn, I would have never gotten that one.
God, it's like a different language. Let's see. Oh,
You guys from a different country?
Peely Wally.
Peely Wally means like if you're sick and you're awfully pale looking.
There's got to be a class to teach this. Hochen or Hoken.
You'll need to put that in the chat.
Okay. I'm having a blast, man. This is great.
So, do you get mad when someone calls you British?
Nah, not at all. The only time it does irritate me, right? Do you guys watch tennis?
Yeah. Well,
Right.
kind of.
Yeah.
I know.
Do you know who Andrew Murray is?
Yeah.
Andy Murray. Well, he's Scottish, right?
Yeah.
When he wins, he's British. If he loses, he's Scottish. That's when it pisses me off.
Yeah, I could see that being a thing, though.
It's like, he played really shit today. It's because he's Scottish.
Uh,
And like, wins, oh, Britain, we're fucking great, you know?
Yeah.
Mr. Reality
Apart from
said,
that.
"Don't make me haver, mate." God, I suck. I gotta work. on my
Dobber.
accents.
Dobber. Fanny. Oh, wait, fanny means like your ass in American, doesn't it?
Yeah. you
Yeah.
can't-
And then I heard in Australia it means pussy.
Yeah, same here. Yeah.
Same. That's great. Because
Dobber.
we
I
have
don't
fanny
know.
packs.
That's weird.
Yeah, they are weird. Like it's not acceptable. Don't get me wrong. Like it's really stupid. But yeah, I thought that was really funny. Okay, let's see. Get loudly. I've got to fucking post that. Some of these are just rough. Sorry.
Post them
Ethan.
all, man. What are you doing?
What is that? Get loudly.
Get loudly. That means
that mean get me
just
laid?
go for it.
See, go
Nah,
for it. I was
it's like-
close.
That
Not
should be
like-
our new thing, Ethan.
not
That's
like-
just our tagline. Get loudly. What? Say it again.
Get loudly.
Get loudly.
That could be a movie title.
All right. I don't
Confuse
know.
Everybody.
Actually, I don't know what this one is. This will be the last one I do, but it just sounds like a good time. I'm not gonna even guess what it is. Let's see. Ling me your lumreek.
Oh. Ah, fuck. What's that one? Lumreek. It means lend me something. I can't remember what lumreek is. It's been that long since I've heard it. Lend me a lumreek. I couldn't honestly remember.
Yeah.
That's a shame.
So when you're talking about your paranormal story, being like young and drinking in
Mhm.
Scotland, what do young people, like teenagers, drink when they're like trying to sneak drinking when they're young?
Buckfast.
Yeah. What's that?
It's a fine wine brewed in the temples of monks.
Oh yeah. So some just really cheap ass wine. Then so you guys drink.
It's got like ridiculous amounts of caffeine. I think it's like 7 cups of caffeine in it.
Damn.
Coffee, sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, it's great. Well, I don't drink it anymore, but it was great.
You just drink the Bud Light.
Yeah, I didn't know if you guys had like Mike's Hard Lemonade or what else is there.
Mike's Hard Lemonade. Was
You
that
don't know.
some special lemonade?
It's
yeah.
a bitch drink.
Yeah.
Oh, it's alcohol. Right, okay.
Yeah, but it's like really tiny amounts of alcohol.
Oh, right. Like Blue Wicked.
I guess we
Oh,
don't
wait.
have that.
This is gonna go back and forth. It's like this. It's like I don't know what that is. Like this. I don't
It's
know what
like,
that is.
Pop alcohol, but pop alcohol, like the sweet, fruity, like no alcohol in it, essentially.
That's
Yeah,
what this
basically,
is,
yeah, that's exactly what it
Fruit-
is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tastes like a slightly spiked Sprite.
Yeah.
Mountain Dew.
Okay, smearing off ice, whatever. Is that what they're called?
Yeah,
Smirnoff Ice, yeah.
Right.
Rebecca said Strongbow. I've only had that.
Yeah, I used to get I don't know if this is, no, it'll probably just be in Scotland or Britain. You used to get like a 2-liter bottle of Strongbow.
What?
Well, you get like 3-liter bottles of cider and stuff, but like a 2-liter bottle of Strongbow for like £3.
Do you guys still do 3-liter bottles?
I don't know if they've recently done away with it because they put a new tax on alcohol here, but it's mainly affected ciders from what I gather.
We used to
used
do
to get a
3-liter
3-liter.
bottles.
Frosty Jacks.
Yeah, we used to do 3-liter bottles for just like Pepsi and Coke and stuff like that, but they kind of did away with it in the 90s. So now
we get some of them somewhere. It's not very often you see them though.
Yeah, they're rare here.
I'll be back in a second. I need to nip to the toilet.
No problem.
Sorry.
No, you're fine.
Yeah, I'm about to have to do that too. We should have a break. It's like almost an hour in. We gotta piss you guys. Break time. Oh, in case you guys didn't know, you guys like podcasts or listening to this afterwards, just the audio version of it. We're gonna be posting it to Anchor and other podcasting platforms like Google Play, Spotify, iTunes eventually. We've been testing it and working on it. Just the audio version of it. It'll be one of the roughest podcasts there is, but it'll be something different. I was kind of saving, like holding off on doing that to where we could edit it down, make them a little bit better, but we're just going to post the audio version for at least the time being because it's kind of the easiest way to do it, and it still takes a little bit of time.
You guys know what to expect.
Yeah, but some people don't have YouTube Red where you can just listen to it with your phone off because like YouTube likes holding off features for some reason. So that way you could listen to the audio version without having to waste your data or do whatever else you're doing throughout your day if you're at work or something else. So
well, that's a big thing for me. Like Spotify, I really like that you can download things and play them offline because a lot of times I'm on the road and I'm going through areas that don't have any internet. So it's like I'll be listening to a video and then suddenly it cuts out. So being able to put it on Spotify would be really good.
Yeah, so it'll be on Spotify, Google Play, I think iTunes eventually, like Anchor.
So it's already going to be on. It's already going to be on Spotify.
It's not on Spotify yet. Hold on, we got emails with it. I was letting Dako Soggy Seal was the main one who was wanting it to be a podcast so he could listen to it while he did other stuff because he doesn't have YouTube Red, and he was messing around with it. Like I set us up on Anchor, which shares it to other platforms. And hold on, it posted to. Hold on. Let's see. Oh, it should be available on Spotify now. Let's try to search it real quick.
Word? You just look up The Strangest?
Yeah, let's see. Hold on.
That's crazy, man. We've made it.
Let's see if it really shows up. I don't know if it's really going to show. Oh, it does! Podcasts! Holy shit.
Man.
Hold on. This is not going to show anything at all. Hold on. All right. See that little S? That's kind of blurry in the camera there. That was it a little bit. So
I'm back.
That's crazy. We're just talking about being on Spotify. No big deal. That's awesome though. I didn't know that you could just do that. I thought you had to have like a deal with Spotify.
Oh yeah, he already has. He has the interview with Michael Scott on there and Swamp Dweller and our interview with Father Michael, the Sin and Debauchery. So that's pretty cool.
Neat. That's neat. TB the Wicked Juggalo said, "I like this stream, yo. We like you, yo."
No, thank you for everything. No, he's really cool. Check out his channel. He posts a lot of music. And follow him on Twitter. It's a fun time. So.
Laura said, hello from the west of Ireland. Urn brew is tasty.
Yes.
I had a question. So is that your favorite soda? Or what do you call them over there? Soft drink?
Oh, it's like iron brew, right?
Yeah,
fizzy
iron
juice.
brew.
Fizzy juice. Yeah, no, it's up there. I like that and 7-Up. But for a hangover, iron brew every time.
That's the real reason you guys like it.
Yes. But they changed the recipe.
Did
And
they?
everybody's pretty fucking annoyed about it, yeah.
When did they
There's, like,
change
less
it?
sugar in it. Oh, it was just a good few months ago now. Like,
Okay.
I've been on Facebook, you know, you get those, like, selling pages, like, near
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
There's people selling, like, the old recipe of iron brew in, like, multi-pack cans or, like, a van. It's fucking crazy.
Sounds like Four Loko. It's like people always... Do you know what Four Loko is?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Alcohol. Yeah.
Yeah, here, like, they used to also have energy, like, you know, energy drink in the alcohol. But they did away with it, and everyone was, like, fucking pissed about it. It's like, man, I want a heart attack. How dare you take that away from me? But yeah, I heard Ethan talk a lot about iron brew when he came back, and I was like, well, that sounds cool. Now that it's like a hangover remedy, I'm really interested in it. We need to get you to send some over. We'll send you a supersized McDonald's. Rebecca said, I'm still upset we didn't try iron brew while we were there. Yeah, you gotta try stuff.
So Rebecca, yeah. She struggled to eat food while she was over there. Like, the only thing she'd eat was like fish and chips. So what's your favorite Scottish food to eat?
The haggis whiskey tower.
Yeah.
Who said something about haggis earlier?
Yeah.
I had the chance to get haggis and I didn't get it. I feel bad. I was at I think it was a Irish festival. I don't know, but it sounds interesting. There just happened to be a cheeseburger stand right beside it with a much faster line. So I went with what I knew. I was like, I'm going to be here a long time. I don't know what haggis is like. Haggis.
Yeah. It's good. I mean, you can't. I feel it's a bit undescribable. I couldn't compare it to anything else.
What is haggis? Like, made of?
Like sheep's intestines. Yeah.
Ever heard of chitlins?
Yeah, I thought you had to feed it until it's like about to burst or something, and then you'd like get it out, and it's like a whole process. So, am I close?
Yeah. Yeah, sort of. Yeah. Basically, just it's like this. The sheep's stomach lining is like used, and that's what it's wrapped in and everything.
Yeah, but they like try to stretch it out to get the most of it.
Yeah.
I haven't had it, but I just read Anthony Bourdain's book, whatever, Kitchen Confidential, and he talked about like who would have ever thought that like stuffing a sheep full of food and then eating its intestines would be a good idea. Like, food is trial and error.
Somebody tried it.
Yeah.
So.
Selena said, "Is it like Vegemite?" I don't think so at all. I think Vegemite's more like a peanut butter texture, right? Like, isn't it like? I don't know. I just watched an episode of Rocket Power when I was a kid, and they talked about Vegemite. I've heard it's not that great from the people that I know that have tried it. Isn't that like Australian or?
That not just like Marmite, but with like veg. Is that essentially what it is?
I don't know. Never had it. I need to go overseas and try new things. I've been stuck in America too long. I want to go try all the foods, all the drinks, all the alcohol.
So, how many times have you been to America? Just once or more than once?
Just the once. I want to go back, but it's
Did you say what state you went to? Was it California?
No, I went to Florida, Orlando.
Oh, okay.
Orlando, Florida.
What city do you remember?
The one with all the parks.
Which one would that? Oh, fucking parks! It wasn't a national forest, was it?
No,
fuck that.
like the one with like Disney.
Oh,
Disney,
Orlando.
Amusement.
Yeah,
Orlando. Yeah, amusement park. Sorry.
No, you're fine. I just have a bad history. Well, our last trip, we went to Florida, and we got stuck in a stretch of like 12, 13 miles of just parks, like national forest parks. And I had no gas. Like I had zero. I was on the zero before I went through that stretch thinking there'd be a gas station, and there wasn't. Did we ever post that video, Ethan?
No, I actually edited most of it, but I never posted it. I edited it on the way on one of our long drives. I haven't posted it yet. You also need to post our car talks, the Stay Strange. Those are pretty good series that hasn't been released, and the hot sauce video. And we need to do like I said last time, the hot one. Like, hey, what's up, Gene? Thank you for stopping by.
Hope I have the hot sauce video on my computer.
I think I have it because it was on the GoPro. I don't think I've actually given you that one. I did give you the car talk ones though.
Sorry, off topic. Somebody, Charlene said Dr. Pepper is the best. I agree.
Oh yeah, I like Dr. Pepper.
Dr. Pepper is the best, man.
Yeah,
that's
all my partner will drink. It's Dr. Pepper.
It's so good. Charlene also said Dr. Pepper never told you their 24th ingredient, but I probably shouldn't tell you that. That's why that's why that shit makes you go to the bathroom. Yeah, I believe it.
That's another thing. One to pick. When I was over in America, your butter, margarine, looks really similar to our vanilla ice cream.
What an awkward experience that was.
Yeah, that buffet breakfast wasn't so good. I never quite understood why there was a knife in the ice cream, but you know.
That's awesome. So like your ice cream over there is, it's square, like rectangular, whatever?
No, I just mean the color of it.
The color
I was like, yeah, I mean, there was a knife in it, and like people were looking at me. I was like, why are you looking at me? You've got a fucking knife in the butter, the ice cream. So I just use this knife and scoop it into a bowl, and I take a big mouthful. And I fucking hate butter as it is. I don't like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was horrible.
Yeah, I guess like French vanilla is what we call it, and that looks more yellow. That's crazy, though. I mean, people in America will eat butter like it's ice cream.
Oh, I hate butter. No.
That's great, though. Oh man, I don't like breakfast anyway, so I feel you, man.
Yeah, I was like, oh, there's some ice cream. That'll be good. Yeah. Nope.
Was there anything else about America that just like that we do or something about it that was just really weird to you, like a culture shock?
Not so much weird, but I went to a Walmart. That was an experience.
Oh man, yeah, Walmart is.
That was Oh yeah, and another thing, right? I'm not having a go, but when we went to like some restaurants or like not so much like fast food restaurants, I mean, there's no queuing system. It's very much every man for himself. That's what I found. It was like there wasn't like an orderly queue or anything. Everybody was just like straight in there getting their orders
it's like a
and
mess
shit.
of people. We're rude. You gotta elbow your way up front.
Yeah.
But talking about the restaurants in like Scotland and the UK, like you guys, your restaurants have no order either. Like, yeah, you guys have like a line, a queue for like fast food, but like when you go to a sit-down restaurant, you don't, like in America, you always have like a hostess or someone who's going to direct you what to do. Like sometimes in the UK, you have to go up to the bar, you have to go sit yourself. Sometimes there's a host. It's always like a wild, like you have to roll the dice of what you're supposed to do when you walk in. So,
listen, I live here. I've been here for years, and I still get confused sometimes going into restaurants. I'm like, do I need to go up to the bar to order, or are you going to come to me?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucked up. Yeah.
See, here
we just all agree.
Yeah, we have to tip our waitresses here, so they're more motivated to find us.
Yeah, do you guys? What's the tipping culture there? You guys don't have tips?
Yeah, we do.
Okay.
Just some people don't tip. Some people think, well, they get the minimum wage anyway, so why tip? I always leave 10% at least, depending on the service. I'll give a bit more, but yeah, it's not as big as in America. I know when we were there, like we were tipping constantly because that's kind of like the culture there.
Yeah, it's definitely.
But it's not so big here. Yeah.
Yeah, if you don't tip here, they'll come after you.
They will.
Yes, I know that's what they kind of rely on.
Yeah, well, a lot of the thing here is like minimum wage. Say I don't know what it is now, but say it's like $7. as a waitress, their minimum wage is $2.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
they pretty much live off tips. It's a struggle.
Okay, Blake being like, I don't even know what minimum wage is. Hi, mighty over here. It's $7.25.
I was close.
In Virginia. So.
Oh man.
Oh, that's another. That's weird. Like how in all your different states, am I right in thinking you have different taxes for different states?
Yeah, we have state tax and different meal taxes. Yeah, it can be different.
Yeah, just like we live on the border of North Carolina, and if you go just over the border, fast food's cheaper. So it's kind of weird.
But gas is more expensive there, so there's trade-offs. They have a higher state tax, income tax too. So
that's all confusing to me.
I mean, it's like if you think of states, kind of like you think of like England and Scotland and like Northern Ireland. They're just that's how they are. So
yeah.
That's another thing that really gets me. When I was younger, I always thought that Europe was such a huge place. But like in comparison to the United States, it's
really not.
Yeah, like it takes longer to get across the United States than it does Europe. Like a lot longer. So that's insane.
Yeah, we did a road trip to New Orleans this summer, and that was like twice as long as our road trip through like England, Scotland, Northern Ireland, and Wales. Like that was like a quarter of what we did to New Orleans. So
yeah, it takes us 12 hours to get to Florida, and then another 12 hours from Florida to get to Louisiana, and then 16 hours back to Virginia. So it's a lot of driving.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's an experience. I definitely do want to go overseas though. Scotland's high on my list. Really, it's probably the highest on that, and Ireland are probably the highest on my list.
Ireland's nice. A lot kind of the same scenery. Yeah, quite expensive.
No, sure.
So it depends where you go, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. So have you been to other? You said you've been to America. So what other countries have you been to? Have you been to other European countries? Because you got that European Union passport, don't you? So you could go to lots of places.
Been Spain, Turkey. Where else? Somewhere else. Can't remember. And obviously England, Wales, Ireland, all that good stuff.
What was Turkey like? I was supposed to go to Turkey when I was really young, like right before 9/11 happened. We were supposed to go there. Then that happened. They're like, fuck, we're not traveling for like a year. And especially not towards the Middle East. So how was Turkey?
Really crowded. It's like a lot of people on mopeds and stuff, where I was anyway. People on the streets trying to call you into their shops or stalls or whatever. Got quite a lot of that.
Yeah.
It's nice though. It was hot. Well, anywhere would be hotter than where I am, but it was hot.
Which country that you've been to was the biggest culture shock to you?
And probably Spain, to be honest. The bit I went to was a bit rougher. It was kind of like a lad's holiday, and it was like our hotel was next to a prostitution house, and they were like hanging about outside our hotel wanting chicken nuggets. They were shouting chicken nuggets. That was all acceptable because you had police walking around on the strip in the streets, and it was all kind of acceptable. Whereas also in the UK, prostitution is obviously frowned upon. So that was kind of weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. But just for that reason, I don't know.
So is it illegal in UK, or is it just, like you said, frowned upon?
It's illegal. It's illegal, but then you get escort services that are legal, I think, to an extent. I don't know the ins and outs, but I know you can get like escort services. You're
not supposed to fuck them though.
Yeah, but they offer prices for that. Like you can think size. We'll not go any more into that.
There's something I heard a while back that I've always really thought was funny. It's like prostitution is illegal. Like you can't pay someone to have sex with you unless someone is filming it. Then it's pornography, and that's legal. But if you don't film it, it's illegal.
That's a good segue to the strangest Pornhub, the kinkiest So
Yeah, so Pornhub / the kinkiest. Go on there. Don't. It's probably already on there. Let's be real. If not, we need to do that. I have heard of people going over there. They say the gun channels have been going to Pornhub
Really?
because YouTube's cracking down on gun violence.
You know, I seen a tweet about someone putting a video up on Pornhub because YouTube wouldn't allow it. I thought they were just joking.
I think it's.
I
I
know
mean,
people done that.
yeah, I don't think it's a serious thing that people are trying to go over to, but I have heard of people doing it. I'm surprised that they even allow that. It's like, man, people are gonna be mad.
That's crazy.
Let's see. I lost the itinerary. Hold up, where are we at? We kind of got off a little bit. Sorry.
Yeah.
yeah, you can read the last story. Hold on, I'm gonna use the bathroom. Hold on, I'll be right back.
The last story. Which one was that? The Blue Men? Did we talk about the Blue Men? Oh man, he left. All right, I'm guessing this is it. All right.
Right.
Blue Men of the Minch, a strait that separates the Northwest Highlands of Scotland and the Northern Iron Hebrides. I'm sorry, I'm butchering this. The Blue Men are styled as storm kelpies, the most common water spirits in Scottish folklore. Normal kelpies are usually described as powerful horses. However, the Blue Men appear very similar to humans, including their size. Their distinguishing feature is their blue color. They're said to have the power to create storms, but when the weather is fine, they float sleeping on top or just below the surface of the water. The Blue Men swim with their torsos raised out of the sea, twisting and diving as porpoises do. They can speak, and when a group approaches a ship, its chief may shout 2 lines of poetry to the master of the vessel and challenge him to complete the verse. If the skipper fails, then the Blue Men will attempt to overturn the ship and capsize it. They appear to be localized to the Minch and surrounding areas, unknown in other parts of Scotland, and without counterparts in the rest of the world. If you're in the area, brush up on your poetry and be careful of the Blue Men who are in search of victims to drown in capsized boats. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Kind of sounds like mermaids.
Yeah, they've got a whole kind of dark twist on them.
Yeah, because I know like the original mermaid legend was or sirens. You know, they would lure sailors over and then destroy their ships and stuff. But that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, it's funny because well, it's not funny, but like 5 minutes down the motorway from me, we've got like 2 big kelpie statues.
Oh yeah, I've seen those. I mean, we used them in our video, I believe.
Yeah, like they're like a 5-minute drive away from me after that on the motorway. Yeah. Fuck, you've been stalking me.
I know, man. I was so close to you. I probably passed your house and didn't even know it.
Yeah.
I keep in the windows.
Yeah,
that's the only reason I knew what kelpies were in like the Water Horse movie or whatever.
Yeah, because there's obviously like the darker version about death and all that, but I've heard there's a version about it was to prevent children from drowning and things like that. But no, they're quite interesting. I was quite surprised when I seen the pair of kelpies just erected even, like beside the motorway one day when I was driving past.
So they're pretty
massive. Yeah, they're like a big tourist area, like almost. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's right next to like a big fucking lake.
Yeah,
like a big pond, wherever.
That's really cool, man. Scotland is dangerous though.
You can get a Segway, rent a Segway, and drive around them.
I'm glad that no matter what the culture difference is, Segways just work. Segways are the segue to other countries. It's like that's what we have in common. We're all dorks.
So, in case you didn't know, man, you could take a Segway through the River City District here in Southern Virginia. Take a tour through the mighty last capital of the Confederacy.
Is that real?
Yeah, that is real.
Why haven't we done that?
Yeah, just vlog it and do a Segway tour through the hometown.
Do you have to wear helmets?
Yeah, you do have to wear helmets.
That's great.
That's the only way you have to look cool on a Segway, man.
Oh, man. I think we should do it for the lulz. And because I've always secretly wanted to ride a Segway. It just sounds like a weird, fun time. Oh, man. Something to do.
All right. So mentioned the European Union passport. So do you wish Scotland was independent, or how do you think about the UK breaking away from the European Union? Do you think it's actually going to happen, or is it all smoke and mirrors?
First off, the independence, like Scotland's independent. Like we had the vote, obviously, maybe 4 years ago or something.
Yeah.
And regretfully, I voted for no. Whereas now I'm a bit more educated, I would have voted yes.
Yeah.
I don't know, I think we benefit quite a lot from being independent. I don't think there's a whole lot to lose either if it goes tits up. But as far as like leaving the European Union, I think that's fucking ridiculous. I don't understand that at all. I think it would be stupid to do that, to be honest. I don't know if it'll happen. I don't think it'll happen, or at least I hope it won't. It's just a bit bizarre.
Well, just to give you a little bit of insight, our country left the European Union a long time ago, and we have been struggling. It was good at first. It was like, oh yeah, we got freedom, and then it's like, oh shit, man, we suck. Like this last election, everyone was like, all right, we're ready to come back now. we've learned our lesson.
Yeah, we had a Scottish tour guide that was like really like, he seemed like the embodiment of a normal like Scottish guy. He talked about how he stayed up all night with a bottle of scotch ready to celebrate if you guys won your independence. And then he was so sad it didn't happen. And then when he saw the European Union vote, he didn't think like it was going to pass at all, since the separation didn't. So he's like, oh, this is going to be nothing. It's just like them trying to hype people up. So he went to bed early. Then he woke up the next day and was like, what the fuck?
Literally the Trump election. Went to sleep like, no way this is going to happen. Woke up like, oh my God.
It was a close vote for the independence as well. I think it wasn't far off each other. Like they didn't win by a whole lot.
I mean, I think if I was Scottish,
after after the vote, and then nothing kind of happened that they were promising.
Yeah,
I think a lot of people are pissed and they're like wanting to vote independent now.
Yeah,
I think if they had another vote, we would go independent.
I was gonna say that, like, I'd say like the reason why people would want to stay was so they would still be a part of the European Union, because I heard like there might be a chance that Scotland might not get like admitted independently. And now, like, what does it matter now if you guys were leaving anyway? Like everyone, so everyone was getting kicked.
I know. Like I can remember reading through like the pros and cons ages ago about being independent and whatnot, and like the cons were like so fucking ridiculous. Like one of them was, what would their currency be? I'm like, I'm sure we could figure that out. You know, I'm like, we're not just going to be sitting there like, fuck, we don't have money. What are we going to do now? I don't know.
Just people making up some bullshit excuses. Let's hope they can read this.
Let's just draw a wee note on a piece of paper, which that's the new currency. Fuck.
Selena said there are some in Texas that want to go independent. Go for it. Like California wants to be independent, Texas wants to be independent. Do you know how hard we fought to get you guys in the first place?
Like, how would that work? With like a state go independent, obviously, would like you just have to change currency, or like obviously we would have to change currency, but like would you have to go away from the US dollar, obviously, or
yeah, it'd be weird because I mean you've got the US, around it, then you've got Mexico below it. So it'd be just this little one state size. Well, I guess that's honestly a lot of countries. Never mind.
Yeah.
I don't know. It'd be weird.
California has the most realistic like economy that could support itself. I think it technically has like the fourth largest GDP or something. It's at least in the top 6 GDPs of the world by itself. So it can sustain itself.
Like they've got their own laws and stuff. I mean, everyone has their own laws, but like if you go to buy a car, like a motorcycle, it's like online, say it's like, all right, I want a motorcycle or I want one for California because the emissions are different, all that stuff. Like they're already different. Let them be their own thing. We'll just have a country for Hollywood. It'll be grand. But Rebecca said last time there was a civil war. That's true. Last time states tried to go independent.
As long as you have to slap some people back into place, like, no, stop that.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that we're probably better off together than we are apart. I mean, we struggle enough together. How are we going to do on our own?
I think the European Union is really cool in that idea. Like, it's just like the whole connection, being able to move around.
Yeah.
Like I'm jealous of the whole passport thing. The idea that you guys have a lot more options. So, I mean, America's big itself, but I don't know.
It's like if you're going to America, I mean, I might be wrong. This was a while ago. I'm sure we had to apply for like a visa kind of thing, like a temporary visa just to go on holiday.
Yeah, you get like a certain amount of time.
Yeah. Whereas if you're in the EU, it's a lot fucking easier. You know?
I saw people complaining. I think it was Sam Pepper. I can't remember which country. I guess he's from England. But they were saying that he's overstayed his visa and he's still staying here, and like people are like trying to deport him. It's like, holy shit. It's just crazy to me. Like, I understand the whole immigration thing is important, but like, who cares? Like, as long as you actually are, intending on becoming a citizen. I don't know.
Yeah.
Whatever. I don't know. I wish I had enough money to stay somewhere for a year and not actually intend to stay there.
I mean, you could get some, if you want to be adventurous, man, you could go to somewhere in like Southeast Asia and live like a king for a little bit. Just get vaccinated.
Thailand as well.
Yeah.
Thailand's really cheap.
Yeah. Just watch out for the girls.
Yeah. I saw that movie.
All right. So in Scotland, do you drink a lot of scotch? Is that a thing?
Yeah.
So what would you recommend?
I don't know, I drink quite a lot. No, I don't mean I drink a lot. I mean,
you drink a variety.
Yeah. I do like. I don't know if you've heard of Glenfiddich. I like a Glenfiddich.
Yeah.
Not very often I'll buy that, but when I do enjoy it. I quite like my liqueurs and my bourbons as well. But
what kind of bourbons do you like?
Jack Daniels primarily. Not a whole lot of bourbons. Like when you go to the shops, it might be different where in America, obviously, but when I go to the shops, or at least the shops I shop at, there isn't a wide range of bourbons. And to be honest, they all do just taste the same. Like,
you guys have Jim Beam?
Yeah. I mean, I think that tastes, it's not exactly the same as Jack Daniels. It's slightly different, but, it's a bourbon.
I like alcohol a lot, but really when you get into whiskey, bourbon, scotch, like they all taste the same.
They don't all taste the same, Blake.
They do to me.
No.
I paid like $60 for Johnny Walker, and I still don't like it. It still tastes like shit to me.
I think Johnny Walker's overrated.
Like every single malt I've tasted, like Scotch whiskey, is I can noticeably tell the difference.
Yeah, I'm just not a big fan.
Yeah.
I'm a rum person.
I like a rum and coke now and again, but yeah, definitely a whiskey man.
Ethan likes Scotch a lot.
Well, I like bourbon. Like I like this Jim Beam Black.
Yeah. I saw you pouring it before before the stream started.
Yeah, but my friend has gotten into like trying different Scotch and like Irish whiskeys. So, and when we were over there, we tried some different stuff, but nothing really like stuck out. And I didn't really know what I was doing. I mean, it was more like a tourist trap type thing. So we didn't have a good guide like telling about it. So
yeah, there's a good place in Edinburgh that's like a whiskey kind of tasting connoisseur place, and they go around and they tell you about how to identify different kinds of, well, just a typical taste testing. And they have all these nice bottles, and they have like some, well, obviously they're Scottish brewed. I don't know. I mean, my friend, he's got an alright job, so he frequently buys like nice bottles of Scotch, and we'll sit and try them. Price isn't everything.
Yeah,
that's all I'll say. I mean, I've had expensive bottles and they've tasted absolutely rotten.
Yeah, one of my favorite things I saw on YouTube that actually got me into PewDiePie was he did a whole like whiskey tasting thing where he went through
Yeah,
Japanese bourbons, American bourbons, Scotch, Irish stuff. It was really cool to watch, and he would just drink like cupfuls of it, and I'm like, and he was just like
yeah.
talking normal after. I'm like, he just drank a shit ton of alcohol,
Oh, he
and
likes his
he's
whiskey.
fun. Yeah, it's impressive.
Like we had
So
a it was a Japanese whiskey, and I think it won a global award or it was something quite important. It was some important taste testing thing, and it was quite expensive, and we got it and we tried it, and I think we binned it after 'cause it's fucking horrible. I'm like, why would you pay for that?
I heard it's really blowing up over there, though. That's like Asia's becoming like the biggest consumer
Yeah,
of whiskeys.
yeah,
So
it's definitely on the rise.
yeah,
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I just, I think I don't have a good appreciation of different alcohol. Like, people, like Grey Goose, for example, people are like, oh, it's so smooth. I'm like, it still tastes like shit to me.
no, Grey Goose is overrated.
It's,
I think
it's definitely
so.
too expensive. Like, I bought it, like, I had an open bottle. I didn't like it. So now I just have one to, like, put on display. But it's like, I don't care for it.
Yeah,
Rum is the only thing I really drink straight.
so no, I think it's quite. I think it's integrated as part of like kind of the culture here, because obviously like Scotch whiskey is kind of big in Scotland, and you've got Ireland and things like that as well. From like a young age, well, not fuck that sounds bad. Not from a young age, but like when you're of the legal age and you're kind of drinking, like everybody's kind of drinking whiskey or has an appreciation for it that's a little bit older, so you kind of get into it and taste it, and yeah, it's kind of part of the culture, I suppose. We're all quite fond of it.
And what's the legal drinking age there? Is it 9?
Yeah, what age do you guys start drinking? When besides the
Legally,
legal age, when is it socially acceptable for kids to start trying to sneak off and drink? Like, what's your drinking culture?
as early as 13.
Wow.
Yeah,
Here, that's like frowned upon.
I think it's like 16 here is like when you can start.
Well, when we say socially acceptable, it's not socially acceptable amongst people who aren't 13. But if you are 13, there's like not really else much to do, and it's kind of like what everybody else is doing. Like
Yeah.
I didn't start drinking until I was like 15. But I had friends that were drinking before that, but I just wasn't interested.
Dude, when we were in Belfast, I have this story. I don't know if I've actually told this on a stream. It might have been a really early one I did. But have you seen the movie Grease by chance?
Yeah, I have.
All right, with like the pink ladies and stuff. All right,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
we encounter
T-birds.
and like it's a Sunday in Belfast. Everything is like shut down. Before we'd been to a bunch of cities, we had no problems. We get to Belfast and it's like the sketchiest place in the world compared to all the
Yeah.
cities we've been. And like it's a Sunday, like everyone is like just fucked up in the streets, and it's fine. We're just like walking around. We didn't have much to do that day because it was like a travel day for us. We had just gotten there, and so when we're like going to this McDonald's, we see like these group of girls all wearing the same jackets, like they're leather burgundy jackets, and they're like 12, and they're like asking
Yeah.
us to buy them something or whatever. And I wasn't really paying attention to them because we've had people begging stuff before, and I'm like looking at their clothes. I'm like, you guys don't need anything. You guys are dressed better than me right now. So we just go inside, but we eat like at the McDonald's, like facing out to the street, and we can see them, and they're like straight, like have this giant bottle of like liquor they're passing around. They're like buying like cigarettes from like crackheads, like for like I guess like $2 to like $4 something. They were just overpaying for a bunch of shit, and they were just like getting fucked up in the streets. And like when a cop like drove by, one of them was like literally hiding this giant bottle like in her coat like this. So
Yeah. Oh, it's really fucked.
yeah.
I know people in Ireland personally that I visited, and even I don't know, like even in parts of Scotland, like Glasgow, like cops and that will take like your drink off you. They'll confiscate it off you if you don't have your ID on you, which rightfully so in a sense. But they'll just fucking drink it all.
Yeah.
Like I know cops that drink and drive, and you know, I mean, at school when I was at school and I was 13 in high school, I was selling fags like cigarettes to people for 50 pence.
Yeah.
That's just the culture. Like everybody was smoking. It was like the cool thing to do. I don't know. I think it's a bit different over here. Like there's always these documentaries you see. Do you know who like Jerry McHale is?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like what Jerry McHale doing documentaries of like all these underage teens and that are sitting drinking and smoking and how it's so frowned upon. But yeah, it's such the norm in the culture here. I mean, I don't want to paint a bad picture, but it's we binge drink. We're not like in France they have a glass of wine with their meals and that, and children within reason will have some red wine, But here it's just like, let's just buy a bottle and get fucked up.
Yeah.
That's my kind of mindset. I like the way you think. I like the way your country thinks. I wish the best for your country. Live long and prosper.
Independence will do as well. It'll be a blur.
When we took the ferry from Scotland to Belfast, it was a Sunday afternoon, and we got on there by car.
Yeah.
And like as soon as we got there, like the bar, just everyone just started pounding drinks, like groups of people. And this is like people had to drive off of here. It was like the loudest I've ever heard stuff. And they were just going crazy in there. And then they just got off and drove after that.
Yeah.
But
it's the binge drinking. Is that where all these like sayings come from that don't make sense? Like people were just slurring and people were like, oh yeah, that's what he meant.
Probably.
That's great. Man, I really want to go to Scotland. My interest in Scotland is already pretty high. I just really want to go. Just sounds like a good time. It sounds like sounds like walking into a bar in America, except it's the country.
See, I've always wanted to go into a bar in America. That'd be great.
Some of them are cool. Like some of them are cool. Like my favorite one that we've ever had was a Scottish Irish pub. So that's, in my opinion, that's the best kind.
But then for me, going into another country to then go into a pub that's meant to be Scottish, I'd be kind of like, all right, that.
Literally, you walk in,
judging it.
They have Highlander on the TV. The place was actually called Highlanders. But yeah, here it's like most bars, at least where we are, it's just sports bars where you can't hear each other. Like we have a couple cool ones, but they're hard to find.
Yeah, we talked about this last time. Our best spot in our hometown is like literally a Chinese restaurant. That's not a brewery. We have two breweries in town. They're really nice. So,
yeah.
All right. So talking about Scotland, where, if you're coming to visit Scotland or just like the UK in general, where would you recommend going? What are your highlights?
I'll state the obvious. Edinburgh is a must see. I mean, it's one of the biggest tourist attractions in Scotland for obvious reasons. Personally, I like Scotland has like a lot of the old-fashioned kind of cobble streets and things like that. I mean, you get a lot of that in Edinburgh as well, but there's like some quite small towns and villages. I mean, I personally like, don't know if you'll have heard of it, St Andrews. They have like the old cobble streets and the old kind of fashion shops.
It's also the birthplace of golf, man.
Yeah.
Do you golf?
No.
Yeah.
Got a nice beach too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I like. When I was younger, I used to get taken to all these like historical places and like places of natural beauty in Scotland. And like, but I never really appreciated it. I just kind of wanted to get home to play with my friends. But now looking back, I wish I had appreciated it more because now I don't really have the time to go and do these things. Now I'm a bit older. But there's a lot of places of natural beauty around Scotland with a lot of historical value, a lot of interest. I don't know, there's so many nice places to go. I don't know. I plan on taking the time maybe next year to take some time off work to actually go around and visit some of these places. There's some nice islands and that just off the coast of Scotland and things like that.
Yes, that's what's really amazing. Besides, like the history, mythology, is like there's just so much fucking packed into such a tiny place. I mean, it's
Yeah.
not tiny, but it's so reachable, I guess, by car or anything. Do you have? Well, talking about cars, do you have a car, or do you just rely on like public
Oh yeah, I
transportation?
have a car.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, I have a car.
I didn't know how important it is because, like in America, you pretty much have to, like where we live, you
Mm.
have to have a car. But in a lot of
Well,
European places, it's not.
you don't mean you could probably get away with not having a car, but from the age of like 16, I was told like you need to pass your driving test so you can travel about for jobs. It opens up so many opportunities because you can travel in Scotland, like pretty much anywhere for your work. Obviously, it might mean relocating or staying somewhere for a bit, but essentially, you can kind of go anywhere because
Yeah,
it's so small and quaint. Um, but yeah, I know a lot of European countries rely a lot on just like the public transport and things. It seems to work for them.
I can't. I don't know what I would do if I didn't have a car. Like,
Mhm.
I don't like public transportation anyway. But just the thought about not being able to go wherever I want. Like, I'm a driving person anyway. But
Yeah.
yeah, but yeah, definitely. Don't take your scenery for granted. You don't see any of that over here. Like
Yeah.
Scotland, Ireland. That's what we
you
like.
do. You
Pictures of
actually
that
you
is
can
what
see
we.
some of it. Like the Appalachian Mountains. That's kind of similar to like Scotland and Ireland. If you really take it right before the mountains, you can kind of get this similar scenery. In fact, like a tour guide told us that supposedly like the highlands of Scotland were once connected to the Appalachian Mountains and broke off when like the continent split apart. I don't know how real that is.
Oh, really?
I don't
Yeah,
know. All I
that's
know
what
is
they
I
Quite
see
said.
a lot
interesting.
of. I know a lot of people that have like screensavers of like the cliffs of Dover and stuff like that. I don't see anyone
Yeah.
that has it of anything in America. And like I've seen maps like from where they deforestation stuff like that, and it's like we're kind of bare over here. And I know it's like that everywhere, but like our scenery is not as great. The mountains are pretty. It's nice. I might be a little desensitized to them, but
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just everything's a little greener over there. So,
Yeah.
and I've got a little
I
Scotch
don't know.
egg in me somewhere. I don't know. According to my family, at least, I'm very pale, so it's in there somewhere.
Yeah, don't send your DNA off. You might find someone that's a serial killer in your family. We learned that on the last live stream, so don't do that. So
That's crazy.
yeah, don't send your DNA off, you guys.
I warn everyone about that now. It's like not saying you're a serial killer, but
Just in case. You don't want any curveballs in life.
the thing to me is like I hear a lot of people do it, and I've heard stories of twins doing it, and they get completely different results. And it's like, how do you know that they're actually telling the truth?
Yeah, they might just be
So-
bullshitting you guys.
It's a lot cheaper to bullshit someone.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Let's see.
Oh, hold on. One more thing. Sorry, I keep thinking of these things. All right, so you talked about America and supersizes and all that. What about in Scotland and like Europe where you don't get fucking free refills? What is up with that for
That's
soda or anything?
garbage.
Yeah,
Yeah, you do.
you don't really though. You don't get. It's not like unlimited like in America. America's just like free flowing everything.
We got
Well,
some
everywhere.
mines.
Like everywhere you go, like to eat free refills.
I don't
So
know.
he's got-
Everywhere we went, like you had to like pay again for like refills.
Dude, they just heard you speaking in a
Oh.
non-Scottish accent. They're like, let's fuck with this dude. We can make a ton of money off him. It's like,
No,
we're
I
gonna
mean,
tell him
I-
what they charge.
I mean, like, I don't mean you get free refills everywhere. I mean, a lot of places you do.
Yeah,
The kind of like family friendly restaurants and things, but as far as like pubs go, or obviously a pub restaurant, or like things that aren't so kid orientated, tend to be like pay for your second drink. Yeah,
yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I never really
You're-
thought about it, to be honest. Just kind of lived with it.
Here, the only place that really doesn't do free refills is like county fairs and
Yeah,
places
but that's
like amusement parks.
that's the thing though. Like saying about free refills, I very often see if I get a free refill in a place, I'll be lucky to drink half of that second refill. Like I don't want it.
See, the thing is though, if you know it's free, you drink more. because usually it's not uncommon for me to like finish my first drink as soon as the waitress leaves.
Yeah.
It's like, it's free, whatever, man, and then we'll get one to go.
Yeah,
Because we
talking
want to
about
drink it on the way home.
yeah, portion sizes in America. Guarantee you, most Americans probably drink a 2-liter soda a day, just based off of like free
Wow.
refills off of at restaurants and stuff.
Really?
You don't really notice, and I guarantee you, most people don't notice because it gets refilled for you, and you just drink a lot. So I don't know.
And I also like really spicy food, so gotta have that.
That's quite a lot.
Yeah, I think that was a study though that said most Americans drink a 2 liter of soda a day, which is just insane. But
That is. I mean, well, I don't know. In terms of your daily fluid intake and what you should be having, it's not really insane. But over here, like my partner will occasionally get like a 2 liter bottle of Dr. Pepper, and if she drinks, she goes to work for a 12-hour shift, and she comes back home and it's gone. I'm kind of like, what the fuck? How did you drink all that? How did you drink any water today? You know.
My grandma's like that.
Water's
with
free.
Pepsi.
We get free refills with water. Water's free here.
Yeah, I know. I know.
that's
Yeah,
good.
fuck yes.
But what about ice? You guys don't really do ice either. So
Yeah, we make it ourselves.
Yeah, well, what about your ice cream? I heard it doesn't even taste like butter. You want to go back and forth with this? I got you. That's amazing, though. That story. I'm definitely gonna have to tell some people that. That's great. I never would have ever have thought. Well, it's just you grow up with things and then you don't realize that it's different other places. Like I'm sure that if I went over overseas, the thing I always think about is just having to drive on the other side of the road. That's what gets to me. But to think of all the other things that are just different, it's
The other side of the road. You drive on the other side of the road.
yeah. Well, you see, you know what I'm talking about.
I can actually say you guys. I drove like all around, did the road trip through the UK and Ireland, and you guys drive better than we do. You
Yeah, we
guys
do.
follow the rules. No,
They're
like
so
you guys.
aggressive.
You're like highway or a dual motor carriageway. Like you guys follow the rules, like how you're supposed to drive like only in one lane and then pass in another. America, we're all over the place. You guys have
Yeah.
the traffic circles that make a lot more sense than
The
fucking
roundabouts.
red lights. I mean,
Yeah, when we were in America, we hired a car.
yeah,
We were driving. I was like, no one has patience. They don't let you out. I don't know if it's just a British thing. We're like, oh no, you go first. Oh no, you go first.
no, you guys
It
are a
was
lot
like-
more. Yeah,
And then there was like no roundabouts. It
Yeah.
was just like junctions you call them, but all these traffic lights everywhere.
yeah,
It's fucking mental.
Yeah, everyone here is it's every man for himself mentality.
Yeah.
Like people, they just have no manners. They won't let
But then
you out.
maybe it's different here because it's not as big as America, so it's kind of like, we're not in such a rush.
Still though, like I mean, we live in a small town and people are just jerks. Like sometimes you'll
Alright.
be in places that are more courteous, but especially when you do get to places like Florida. Like I don't know if you got to drive on I-95 at all, but people will go like 200, not 200, but like 100 miles an hour plus and just pass you like you're standing still, and then cut you off. It's bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess we'll just get used to it.
Yeah.
So what do you think about the Big Brother camera picture like ticketing system in the UK? Because that's really different from America. Like America, you have to have like a cop on the side of the road catch you doing something. There, you can even get they'll have a camera in like a bus lane to try to get you, and you're like, I didn't know what I'm doing, man.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like see if my place of work is 15-minute drive on a motorway.
Yeah.
7 if you're breaking the speed limit. But like I know all the stops where the police cars sit to catch you out, like hide behind bushes. But like they won't chase you, they'll just snap a picture and that's you fined.
Yeah.
And like they have speed cameras sitting on top of like the signs to tell you what route to take and things like that. They'll have them hidden up there to catch your speed as you're driving past, and then you'll just get a letter through the door a couple of months later to say you've got points in your license and you're being fined for this amount.
So do the points actually affect you, or is it more just like a fine? Does it like affect your insurance
yeah.
when you're driving?
Yeah, basically, like if you get 12 points, you lose your license
Okay.
for 2 years, and then you have to reset your test and everything, and do a driver's awareness course. If you've only passed your test within the first 2 years, and you get any points, you lose your license.
What the fuck? There's so
Yeah,
many cameras.
I mean, I'm only in my. I think I've got a few months to go until I pass my probation of 2 years.
Damn.
So I'm like on the watch here, like I know where all the police cars stop, and they take their pictures and shit. Yeah, it's a bit fucking crazy.
See, with all the pictures, I thought it would be more like a slap on the wrist type thing with how
No,
hardcore it is.
no. I don't know. I mean, I've like no. I mean, you get like a reasonable fine, like £100 or something, maybe more, depending on what speed you were going.
Yeah.
I suppose isn't that bad considering you're breaking the law, but yeah, I don't know. Like the points, 12 points isn't actually a lot. I mean, you can get more than 3 points for like a driving offence, depends on how bad it is. Like some people could get 3 points for speeding, then 6 points for something else, or
I
you
think
can
it's
just
kind
get
of
the full
low.
ship.
I think we
Yeah,
get like 6 points if it's 20 over, 3 points if it's under that.
yeah. The whole
Ethan,
probation thing's a bit fucked. I think 2 years to go, and if you get any points at all, then that's it. You lose your license for 2 years.
Yeah, I had never heard that before, man. I'm sorry. Good luck on your last couple of months. I'm sorry that you
Well, I
have to
just got
endure
like a
that.
brand new car on finance, so if I get fucked, then I can't pay for my car.
wow. So I mean, like, it's not unrealistic for you just not to even know that you've gotten that many points. Like,
Yeah,
you just get a notification, hey, you're under probation now. So
yeah.
that sucks. Here, you
Make it
have the
these.
option of getting away. If you just outrun the cop, you're not in trouble anymore. Don't do it.
We've got these black box things as well. I don't know if you have them in America, where with your insurance provider, you get a black box fitted to your car and it records your speeds, how fast you're going around corners, what time of night you're driving, like
No, we
all
don't
this
have
stuff.
those.
And then if there's an accident and you say, "Oh, I wasn't speeding," then they can send it to the police, and the police can fine you and give you points.
I really hope
And
we
they,
don't take after that.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's picking up here. We make it compulsory for all cars at some point here.
Yeah,
Ethan
can
would
track
probably
everything.
know more about that. He's the insurance guy.
yeah, I sell insurance. Yeah, we do have it in America. It's not mandatory, but all new cars have it up under the steering wheel where you put it in
Yeah,
and they'll give you a discount for doing it, but it is like monitoring
yeah,
all your data. So
yeah. Essentially,
in fact, my wife's mom, like one of the companies we represent, she was the first person in Southern Virginia and the second person in the state overall to fail their their discount test. Because usually, if you pass it,
really.
you get like this big discount, and for the first 6 months, you automatically get the discount. And if you pass it, you keep it. And she was only the second person to fail it.
I got
So
like, I got my insurance about £100 cheaper,
yeah,
and then if you basically what they said to me was if your driving isn't in the worst 50% of our drivers with the box installed, we will keep you. Well, basically, if you're in the worst 50%, we'll give you 3 warnings. Third warning, we take you off our insurance. And if your driving's good enough, we'll give you a discount on your next year. I think like a £20 a month discount.
that's pretty good.
And they just monitor it on their own. Like, you don't have to have an accident. They just monitor it.
Yeah, they can take all the data. I don't know how it works, but they take all the data to the computers and compare it.
No
It's
thanks.
like algorithms. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
Selena says like Allstate has an app. Usually, like, you have like an app and it sends it to it, and then it sends it through and it
Yeah.
monitors it. Yeah,
that's crazy. I mean, I feel like in the end, it would probably condemn you more than it would help you, at least in my case. Because, I mean, I haven't gotten caught a lot of times I should have. But, I mean, it's not unusual for me to go, a bit over the speed limit or take turns quick. So I shouldn't be saying that to my insurance representative. Ethan's
only-
ridden with me.
yeah. Not only does it do all that stuff, but it also like takes into account the time of day you drive at. So if you drive at times where more accidents are likely to occur, like late at night or something like that, it factors that even higher. So it can up your rate just based on your area and likelihood of an accident.
Mm-hmm. But I used to work like back shift, so I wasn't finishing until after 10 at night. So I was driving every night late, obviously. So I was a higher risk, apparently. So that was taken into consideration. I was like lost points on that black box thing for a while. So it's overkill. It's all overkill, I think.
I mean, Big Brother's watching you, man.
Yeah, that's it.
That's the thing, though. I mean, if you in America say, you're always looking for a cop, but over there, you just know that the likelihood is someone's keeping tabs on you. I would argue it would make you a safer driver. Because, I mean, if you can't see a cop, you're more likely in America to break the law. But over there, it's like, well, can't take a chance.
No, it's cameras.
Yeah, so.
There's rules, like the camera, like see if it's like just a stationary camera stuck on something, it has to have a sign to let you know there is cameras in the area. And like if it's a police car with a camera in the back, they need to be physically visible. But they're still sneaky as fuck about it. Like they'll hide in bushes that you can't see from the angle you're coming, but you could be argued that they could be seen when you're like parallel to them. Yeah.
It's a problem here because we have a lot of hills and mountains and stuff like that. So it's not unlikely to just go over a hump and suddenly there's a cop sitting there, where they'll hide in between the trees. And really, it's unfortunate. Around here, that seems to be the majority of what the cops do, is just trying to catch people and give tickets.
Yeah.
So, sorry, guys. It's true.
All right, we're getting close to the end. We'll try to end it at 10. All right, any more closing thoughts? What about the King Arthur legend in Scotland? Do you think any of that is true? Do you think any of it happened in Scotland? What did you learn about it as a Scottish person?
Yeah, because obviously there's claim to it from England, Wales. I think it's Scottish.
Yeah.
The origins, yeah, definitely. I mean, I've done a bit of research about it a while ago, and then I keep having to kind of go back and refresh my memory on it. But like, there's what was one of the things? It was like historians have kind of looked back to like the whole kind of thing is like you have King Arthur and you have Merlin, who was meant to be this wizard.
Yeah.
However, yeah. So I mean, obviously this Merlin wasn't a wizard. But they look back to find documentation of any important figures with these kind of names. And Scotland's the only one that has like an Arthur and a Merlin within a really tight kind of year span. Merlin being supposedly meant to be like an influenced politician of his time. And then you've got Arthur, who was like based in, I want to say, either Stirling or Camelin in Falkirk at the time. And like there's so many coincidences. Like I've read that there's been where these battles are meant to have been taking place for a lot of the legend is places that are relatable in Scotland, as well as like burial grounds for the King Arthur legend, like link up with the burial family plot ground of this said Arthur, who had this influence back then in like the 5th century and stuff.
Yeah.
All kind of links together more with Scotland than it does with England or Wales, in my opinion, but people could see that as being biased. I mean, like you've got Arthur's Seat in Edinburgh. I'd imagine you've seen that when you were there.
Yes.
I mean, because that was meant to be like King Arthur managed to gather his troops for a battle against someone. Can't remember off the top of my head, but it was because of him that Edinburgh wasn't taken. So they had Arthur's Seat made. Well, it was like Arthur's Seat in his memorial kind of thing. You know, there's a lot of points to support it.
Yeah, that's the reason why I brought it up. Is the more I've like researched doing like our Scottish videos, like I've read more like King Arthur stuff than I ever expected. Like in America, just from the stuff I had heard like in school and stuff, they made it sound more English. That's why I wanted to ask you about it, your perspective. So
yeah, I think it's Scottish.
Yeah. I definitely think there's more to it because there's like when I was doing our Stirling Castle video, they were talking about how they thought Stirling Castle was the real, if like King Arthur existed, that was the real seat of like the round table and all that. So
Yeah, there's a bit of debate about that. No, I think that could be true. Definitely, yeah. Yeah, a bit of debate though.
all right. One final thing. This is a really weird one, but this is something I always think of. All right. In my head, I always picture Australia as like a southern hemisphere version of England. And then I always think of New Zealand as like the southern hemisphere of Scotland, version of Scotland. What do you think of that? What do you think of New Zealand as you guys' counterpart, the Kiwis?
Did we lose you?
Oh no. Hold on.
We were so close.
I know. It was me.
4 minutes away.
Just ended it. Man. Hopefully that didn't make him mad. So I don't know. All right. Well, technical difficulties. Don't know what's going on. I know Rebecca has stopped making me feel bad. I think it was in the outline originally. He said it was mic disconnected. I'm sorry, you guys. It was in the outline. I actually didn't ask him if there's anything you didn't want us to talk about. Usually I say that. So there should have been some. I don't know.
Well, next time on The Strangest, we piss off other favorite YouTubers.
All right. Well, let's do a brief. All right. Next week, Friday at 7 p.m. our time, Eastern time, New York City time, we're having Sir Spooks on. We're doing it an hour early because he's in the same like later time zone. So join us for that. We're going to be talking to him. I think he has merch out. If you really like Sir Spooks, you could get some of his merch. Like, comment, subscribe. But most of all, thank you to Mr. Ramsay. I was hoping your mic would come on in this interlude, but thank you for like staying up really late after working 12 fucking hours to hang out with us. So if you haven't checked out his channel, please do it. Like, comment, subscribe, do whatever YouTube makes you do now to like be able to see videos. You have anything else to say, Blake?
Oh, man. Still trying to kill time. Yeah, again, thanks, Mr. Ramsay. It's been a good time. Sorry that, I made you say all those weird things, but it was a fun time. But yeah, definitely, I said, fuck, don't know what's happening. Yeah, so, yeah, it's all right, Mr. Ramsay. We'll figure it out. But yeah, everyone go check him out. The link for his channel should be in the description. If not, we will put it there. But yeah, we had a good time. Look forward to seeing you guys next week. So, is that all you got, Ethan?
Hold on, I was going to link to his channel in the chat. Give me a second. I had it up a second ago.
Also, after this, I might do a stream on our side channel, Stay Strange, video game stuff, if you guys want to watch that.
What are you going to play?
I don't know. If you're not busy, you can come play Mario Kart. If not, I'll probably play Zelda.
I don't want to drive, man.
I don't blame you. So yeah, probably gonna be Zelda Breath of the Wild, because I've been really into that. Like, that's been, dare I say, my favorite Zelda game, which is insane because I've had the same favorite for years. But yeah, so be playing that. Be sure to join us in our Discord if you're not already, so you can hang out with us, talk to us, let you know when there's new stuff going on, behind the scenes stuff. It's a good time. Yeah, Twitter, all that good stuff. Just follow us on all the things.
Yeah, we've been posting a lot on all the social media. Discord, if you want to stay directly connected to us, where you could like talk to us and annoy us anytime. Next week, new video. Gene said, we had Blake had computer problems, so that's why we've had a delay in videos. We have 2 videos we've been working on pretty hardcore. One, we've thought about pushing it back and just releasing that one because it has to do with Hurricane Katrina. That anniversary is next week, so it will be at least maybe the 23rd, like middle of next week. We might be we have an unsolved one too that I've filmed. I'm just waiting on the narration, and then I have another one I'm writing. So we have stuff in the works. Blake had editing problems with the computer, and now we kind of want to try to milk some of the views from the anniversary, I guess, if that's a thing. So
Play yourself out, Mr. Ramsay. Plug yourself.
yeah.
Oh, is it working?
Yeah,
It's working. Yeah, tell us one last time.
What?
Just why should we check out your channel?
Because I'm Scottish.
Yeah, I mean,
I heard it
it's
here.
really memorable. He's growing really fast. Awesome videos. It's different. I really got a lot of channels kind of blend together. You won't be disappointed. Like I saw him, and I saw him again like a few weeks later. I'm like, holy shit! Got to keep an eye on this video, like this creator. And I'm really glad he just joined us because I just randomly messaged him. So I appreciate all your time.
Yeah, I mean, when I first started, I thought I was the only Scottish person here doing this kind of thing. Turns out there's another guy. Not going to call him out. Try talking to him, not very friendly. So I'm definitely the most friendliest Scottish in the area you'll probably come across. Happy to chat to anyone. DMs are always open.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Cool.
yeah, come check it out.
Well, we're glad you
Thanks
got to
for
pop back in. But yeah, so everyone, we enjoyed it, and we will see you next week.
Yeah. Until next time.
Stay strange.